live and alert on the north side of the dirt. It is your man D Real coming at you with another Be Real with D Real, where edutainment is what I do. Happy Friday, y'all. Well, I wish I could say this Friday was happy for everybody, but in Memphis, Tennessee, we having problems, lots of problems. We're gonna dive off into it. I'm gonna show you some footage. Well, I'm gonna show you an article because I don't think I can show you the footage. But we're gonna read this article, and then we're gonna dive into Op-Edsville. But before we do, I need y'all to do what you always do for me. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page so that when new material comes out, you get it. If you're digging what a brother's shoveling, put some dirt in my bucket. Comment, like, subscribe, and share the Be Real with D Real page. On January 7th of this year, 5 police officers, basically, essentially, factually, beat yet another black man to death. You know what's special about this particular beating? All five cops were black. Let's take a look at an article here. Okay, here we are. What the Tyre Nichols beating video shows. This is today. It was 3:02 p.m. Alaska Standard Time. That was like an hour and 28 minutes ago. Friday, January 27th. Let's get it, y'all. Video footage of 29-year-old father Tyre Nichols being beaten by police in Memphis has been released, with the city braced for protests. So what do we know about what is in it? Sickening and appalling are just some of the words used by the few people to have already seen footage of Mr. Nichols' fatal encounter with police in the U.S. city of Memphis, Tennessee. This is being done by, this article comes to us courtesy of Sam Hancock of BBC News. So that's why they're saying the U.S. city of Memphis, Tennessee. He died in the hospital days after being pulled over for alleged reckless driving and struggling with 5 officers who have since lost their jobs and been charged with his murder. Body cam video of the arrest, which includes Mr. Nichols calling out for his mother, was made public Friday evening. Only a small number of people had seen it before, including the family, their legal team, and several officials. Antonio Romanucci, a lawyer for the Nichols family, described the father of one as being treated like a human piñata in the footage. The arrest was unadulterated, unabashed, nonstop beating for this young boy for 3 minutes, he said. The video will be released in 4 parts from around 1900 local time. In all, there is thought to be about an hour of footage, including a few minutes of Mr. Nichols interacting with the 5 officers accused of his murder. There will be redactions to this, There will be redactions to anonymize those not employed by the police or the city. An audio file of the police radio, which has been shared by various U.S. outlets, gives some indication of the struggle that took place. And now here's the $64,000 question. Why was he stopped by police? While details have so far been limited, the hope is that the video will provide a clear picture of the sequence of events that ultimately led to Mr. Nichols dying. This is what we know about the events of the night of January 7th, which the video is expected to depict. Mr. Nichols, a black man, was stopped by 5 officers who are also black on his way home after taking photos of a sunset at a local park, an attorney for the family said. He was pulled over for alleged reckless driving, at which point the first confrontation occurred. A second confrontation took place after Mr. Nichols fled on foot and officers caught up with and tried to arrest him. Mr. Nichols later complained of shortness of breath and was taken to hospital where he was listed in a critical condition. Officials said Mr. Nichols succumbed to his injuries on January 10th, but provided no further details. An official cause of death has not yet been disclosed. At another press conference, David Roush, director of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, said he was sickened by what he had seen. The city's police chief, Sarah Lynn Davis, the first black woman to hold the role in Memphis, recalled hearing Mr. Nichols call out for his mother in the video. The disregard for humanity. That's what really pulls at your heartstrings, she told CNN. The 5 officers are in custody facing the same charges: second-degree murder, aggravated assault, aggravated kidnapping, official misconduct, and official oppression. They were fired from their jobs at the Memphis Police Department last week. Lawyers for 2 of the ex-officers said their clients plan to fight the charges. No one out there that night intended for Tyre Nichols to die, a lawyer for one of the men said. He said he had not been shown the video. Yo, y'all know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know what I'm about to say. Y'all know how I feel about this type shit right here. And it's compounded by the fact. I mean, I guess race don't matter. Okay? I guess blue is the only color that matters. I don't know what. Do police officers understand that there are women out here being raped? There are women out here who are victims of domestic abuse. There are men out here dying, and they shouldn't be dying. These police officers have poor decision-making skills. Was it really that important? Whatever it was, they thought or suspected that Tyre Nichols did. Was it worth 5 police officers having to confront a man? That's the part I don't understand. 5 police officers confronted this man. 5? 5? Why 5? Normally on a stop, is just one person in the car. It should be you and maybe another officer to back you up. You needed 3 more officers on the scene. Why? That's the part that just gets my goat. So now people in Memphis have to worry about potentially being beaten and or murdered by their own. See, is it about race or is it about social station? Would those 5 black police officers have done the same thing to an affluent Caucasian male, or worse, a Caucasian female? They probably would have got convicted and fired a lot sooner had it been a Caucasian male or a Caucasian female, because that is the society that we live in, ladies and gentlemen, where the importance of life is measured by social class, social standing, and to a lesser degree, race. Race is definitely a factor, but in my heart of hearts, I believe it's about social standing. And if that boy had been on a nice part in a nice part of town, driving a nice car, you wouldn't have had all of that. It wouldn't have took 5 officers. Probably would have walked away with a warning if he was white. Or the white man would have been like talking big shit to him. I mean, what the hell are y'all holding me here for? I'm going to leave because you have no right. You know what I'm saying? You know how it be. And that's my thing. If you have poor decision-making skills, the last thing you need to be is a police officer. What reason do you have to beat a person who's already being tased? I realize sometimes tasers don't bring mugs down. But what reason? Look, y'all. Look at that man. That is 29-year-old, or it was 29-year-old Tyre Nichols. He don't look overly large to me. Actually, he looks like he might be a small fella. You know what I mean? Like he might be tall and thin is what he looks like from this picture. It took 5 police officers to wrap this cat up. It took 5 police officers to detain this man. That's the part I'm not getting. 2 is all it takes. Y'all got training, right? Y'all got all the necessary equipment, right? 2 is all it takes. Why would you call 3 more mugs? Or why would 5 mugs converge simultaneously? Oh, I got a wild one. Everybody, all hands on deck. We're going to have to beat this fool down. What was the conversation? What was the strategy? What was the plan? And when he ran, why is it when people run from the police, they get severely beaten? Because the police don't want to run? You donut-eating bastards are supposed to be in shape. Now, I'm not saying that about all police officers, so don't no police officers come for me in the comments. If anything, police officers, y'all should be going after those mugs because they are giving you, the upstanding police officers, the police officers who are actually doing their job, the police officers who are actually following procedure, they put a black eye on y'all name. And you can't tell me the police officers who follow policy and procedure aren't aware of the police officers in their station that don't. It's that code of silence BS. I ain't gonna say nothing about it. I gotta be quiet because if I snitch on somebody, the next time I'm out in these streets, ain't nobody gonna come and help me. That right there is weak sauce, like a mug. If anything, that cat is the weak link. Y'all need to be saying something about him. Cops like them are the ones that continue to make the stigma grow. The negative stigma, anyway. They make it grow. Y'all cops ain't smart enough to see that. Y'all cops can't see that just like you police the community, you have to police your own. You have to, for reasons like this. And dare I hearken back to Rodney King? It was how many officers on him? 7? Was it 7? That had him hog-tied, tased, and beat? And not one of them lost their job, and not one of them did a day of jail time. What's the difference between what happened with Rodney King and what happened with Tyre Nichols? I'll tell you, Tyre Nichols died. Other than that, same exact shit. When we gonna do better, y'all? When we gonna do better? I just, for the life of me, this this type of stuff bothers me to no degree. I mean, just why? Why is it necessary to do that to another human being? And it was 5 of y'all. So y'all can't tell me, oh, we were afraid for our lives. Help me help y'all. Help yourselves. Do better. Be decent human beings. And I don't know if this requires a protest or not, but it definitely requires inequities to be addressed. This type of behavior needs to be addressed on a national level. Local police authorities aren't going to nip this in the bud because of that code of silence thing. It needs to be something federal. Something federal needs to be done. I understand being a police officer is a difficult job. I promise you, I understand that that's a difficult job. Like I told many of y'all before, I in a previous relationship, you know what I'm saying? I used to be married to a police officer. So I understand the stress that they go through. I understand having to make decisions that affect whole entire human beings. My ex-wife was many things, but one of the things she was not was inhuman. She was not cold-hearted. She was not, well, she was not cold-hearted. She was not cold-hearted. A lot of the stuff that she was forced to do was because of my ignorance, but that's neither here nor there. What needs to be pointed out is there are people on police forces who are capable of behaving like damn human beings. It's the rest of y'all that need to go. You can't act like a damn human being. You can't make a decision. You need to bounce. You do not need to be a police officer. If your go-to response is to beat and tase somebody to death, or so bad that they end up dying a couple of days later. I don't believe that. I don't believe that for one damn second. That's just foul. We need to do better as human beings. We need to do better as a country. We need to do better. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Or the Martin Luther King quote, like I said, that I love more than anything else, and it is so damn applicable right now. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's it for now. I'll be coming at y'all with another one of them other ones. And until I do, y'all be good. Be good to each other.